latest film in the Jurassic Park / World franchise released into theaters today. Actually, I saw it at the earliest screening available. Here is my review. Got the cat in hand because he kept trying to eat my microphone cord. So shout out this cat. We call him Kit Kat. Isn't he a good kitty? I was very much looking forward to Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. And even though a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of the sequels, I am. I have a great time with every single one of them. So, I was very much looking forward to this one. What did I think of it? I will tell you here in this review. Before I get started, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what are your opinions on Jurassic World Rebirth. Would love to know all that and more, and stay tuned for a Jurassic Park / World ranking coming this weekend. Setting the cat down now. Also, figured I'd show it here because I forgot to put it up in this little studio. I got the Jurassic World popcorn bucket. Nice one. Missed the opportunity to open his mouth there. So we got this little latch in the back that's a little tricky to get open, but it opens from the back. Sorry, Jaws. I also got the Jaws one. He opens from the mouth. I got this one I saw 28 years later. There we got Mr. T-Rex. What should we name Mr. T-Rex? Tell me in the comments down below. One more thing. Studio's going to be changing. I'm moving houses officially. It's a long story. I've moved out of my last house. I've been living in my grandparents' basement for a while just to help them out and stuff. And so this has just been my makeshift studio. Now I'm going to have a real studio. I'm getting it all fixed. It's going to be a work in progress here for the next week or so, but then I'm going to have a real great studio. So, with that said, Jurassic World Rebirth, tad bit disappointing. I think this is one of the weakest Jurassic Park / World movies, if not the weakest, which isn't saying a whole lot because I think that all of these movies are good. I do think this one's fine. I think it suffices. I think it's got the dinosaur fun action that you want out of a Jurassic World movie, but it's got a flurry of problems. Starting with the positives, obviously, like I was mentioning, we do have that big action set pieces. There are two in particular that I was a pretty big fan of. The one on the raft with the T-Rex, and then the whole final 30 minutes. Thought those were just a lot of fun. Obviously, I am a whore if you got dinosaurs chasing human beings, people being eaten, ginormous dinosaur action. I love stuff like that. I mean, heck, I really like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World Dominion, and a lot of people don't like it, just strictly because of how much fun I have with the dinosaurs eating stuff. So the T-Rex scene on the raft, I think, is really fun. Honestly, the T-Rex, I think, is kind of cute in this movie, if I'm being completely honest, where he does have the terrifying moments, but, like, you got the scene where he's turning over on his back and his paws, or his giant claws are just in the air. Kind of adorable. I wasn't really expecting that out of this movie. And then also, along the same lines, he could just be just as terrifying and have a great sequence here. And then stuff with the D-Rex, which is what I was really looking forward to in this movie to begin with, was the stuff with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, is what I'm going to be calling it. Because, I mean, it looks awesome. And we get that probably in 10-15 minutes near the end. And I thought it was great, just like I thought. I thought it was a cool design dinosaur. I thought the action sequences were really fun with it. The cast here is okay. Scarlett Johansson is Scarlett Johansson. I'm not the biggest Scarlett Johansson person just because of her personality in real life. Yes, her personality. And we also have Mahershala Ali in this movie, who's pretty good. But the movie doesn't really do much to make you care for the characters. We'll talk more about that in the negative section. Dinosaur action. We got a good cast. I'm trying to think of what else I really liked. Because what I do go to these movies for is a dinosaur action. And I think it's fine in this movie. So that's going to ultimately be the biggest positive I'm going to be talking about in this review. The movie itself is much weaker than I thought. Even with Fallen Kingdom or Dominion, which are movies I enjoy, they have issues within the plot, but the plot still works for me. Here, it's not that the plot about them going to try to get the blood from animals to get to cure disease, it's not that at all. It's the fact that the pacing is just so slow. It's the slowest movie in this franchise since the original Jurassic Park, which makes sense because David Coop wrote this. And the cat is having some fun down there. David Coop wrote this, which means he kind of likes the slow burn, kind of the build up to the big monumental action pieces in the end. Except when he wrote the original 2 Jurassic Parks, at least we care about these characters. We care about the characters at stake here, and so you get endlessly more invested. In this film, I couldn't really care. I didn't really care. I just thought that they tried to attempt to make us like the character just by having a scene where they're just sitting down like, yeah, this person in my life died, this person in my life died. But it's not really effective, and I just kind of left the scene like, okay, yeah, I don't care about these characters much more than I did 5 seconds ago. But then we go probably half an hour into the movie before we see our first dinosaur. And then we get that, and then we don't really get another action set piece until probably another half hour into the film. So you've got half hour of exposition, then some fun moments, and then half hour of exposition, and then some fun moments, and then probably like another 20-25 minutes until we get, again, more of the fun dinosaur carnage candy moments. And so, because it kind of just had the start-stop, it doesn't flow as smoothly. It's not going to be the film that in the Jurassic franchise that I'm going to ever choose to just sit down and rewatch, because when I watch one of these movies, I just want to see endless, nonstop carnage candy. Look at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, for example. You get the stuff on the island, and then you get the stuff on the in the mansion. Nonstop dinosaur carnage candy. This movie, it stops and stops and stops and is really slow. And just the fact that I didn't really care about these characters. Like, I like the actors that are in this movie. They're fine. But they're not written to be all that compelling. Like I said, you don't... Like, it's not going to make me any more compelling in these characters if you tell me people that died in their past and that's it. It's not going to do much for me. And so it doesn't really do much for me. So I just found the pacing to be really hard to get into. Like I said, the dinosaur action is still fun. It's not like some of the best in the franchise, but it's still fun. It suffices enough. But I just couldn't care about these characters enough. I couldn't get fully invested in the plot, in the pacing of the movie, just because it feels so slow. Also, we do kind of get these characters. I've noticed rewatching all the Jurassic films this last week that characters in the Jurassic World franchise are endlessly stupid. And here you kind of get this family that, not to spoil it, but they are incredibly stupid. They have no survival skills. There's a point in the movie where one of their members falls into the ocean. So what do? They all jump into the ocean instead of trying to save her. They just like, oh, if she's screwed, we're screwed too. No survival skills whatsoever. And it just has me extending so much belief that that some of them would survive until the end of the movie. So, I mean, I left this one saying, yeah, it was fun. It had some fun moments. I like, hours later, sometimes when I'm disappointed by a film, I just think, oh, that had so much potential. Here, I'm just like, yeah, okay. It's one of the weaker ones. But at the bare minimum, at least, it suffices for the dinosaur action. I still had fun with that. So, would I highly recommend you go out and spend your money this 4th of July weekend to go see Jurassic World Rebirth? If you like these movies. If you didn't like Fallen Kingdom or Dominion or any of the other sequels, then you're probably not going to be a big fan of this one. It doesn't do too much to change that. But still, if you're like me and you like the bare minimum of this, then I enjoyed it. Before I give you my final score, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what are your opinions on Jurassic World Rebirth if you have seen it. And if you have not, what are your expectations for it? And with that said, Jurassic World Rebirth has some fun dinosaur action, some good cast members, but I didn't really care much about the characters or the story or anything. And when I love this franchise, and this is one of the weaker editions, it's a little bit disappointing. But it was fine. It suffices for dinosaur action. That's why Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm going to give a B-. We're halfway through the year, so we are going to have some year rankings with my top 3 best, top 3 worst, most surprising and most disappointing movies video coming very soon. And then also I'm going to rank every movie that released in June of 2025. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Oh, and before I end, Jurassic Park /World ranking coming very soon. With that said, subscribe.